Hello, parents and guardians. My name is Taylor Priest. Thank you for taking the time to hear about what your child will be doing this term in PE. The topic for your Year 10s is netball. The aim is to keep the practical lessons game-based to maximise engagement and participation. This helps to keep students physically active and enhance their social and emotional well-being. Over the term, I'll incorporate different elements of the curriculum in the practical and theory classes. During the practical classes, we will look at things such as increasing the complexity of skills specific to netball. This aligns with the second strand of the curriculum. During the theory classes, we will look at the different biomechanical concepts such as acceleration and link it to netball examples. Students will have the chance to apply the concepts learned in theory to their practical classes. We will learn strategies to improve team performance such as leadership and teamwork skills. Students will also learn how to create and maintain respectful relationships. These skills are important for personal development and are transferable across all areas of their lives. As with all classes, our class has a range of learners. With higher performing students, I will challenge them with a deeper concept or increased complexity of a skill. With lower performing students, I will find out their interests and provide extra support in areas they need it. Students will be intentionally grouped so they can learn from one another by explaining ideas to their peers and engaging in peer feedback. It is important that I engage all students. For visual learners and those with lower levels of literacy, I will use images or visual prompts to consolidate their learning. To help verbal learners when teaching a new concept or skill, I will be clear and specific with my instructions. Kinesthetic learners will be given the chance to move through emotion to strengthen their understanding of biomechanical concepts. As no one student is the same or learns the same, it's important for your child's learning that I am able to be mobile along the spectrum. The level of support your child needs is a main factor that will affect where along the spectrum I teach. To encourage responsibility for their own learning, I would move toward productive. For increased support and focused attention, I would move toward reproductive. In order to grow, challenge, and engage your child in the practical classes, I will use a game sense approach. It helps them to learn skills in context rather than just going over a drill countless times with no real purpose. Teaching in context will help to motivate them, encourage participation, and will make PE more fun. It also allows a transfer of decision-making skills to other sports. Initially in theory classes, I will take on a more teacher-centered approach. As the term progresses, I will switch to a more student-centered approach, allowing them to be responsible for their own learning. This will come with increased trust and an understanding of how your child learns. Giving students choice and responsibility for their learning helps to challenge them and encourage them to think for themselves. To help shape and direct student learning, I have taken into consideration elements of the curriculum and have created 4 learning goals. They are: students' inquiry skills will enhance when participating in group research and discussions on team motivation. Students will enhance their specialised movement skills by participating in lessons that are designed to vary complexity by modifying rules or conditions. Your child will engage in PE classes to explore what is needed to create positive and respectful relationships, and they will have the chance to apply this during game-based lessons. During theory classes, students will learn how to describe and demonstrate how the body absorbs force and the effect this has on games such as netball. At the start of the term, I will give students a diagnostic quiz, ungraded, to gauge what their current knowledge is like on the different topics we will be covering. It is purely for me to see what they already know, allowing me to spend more time in class focusing on areas they aren't that familiar with. Students are also less likely to switch off or get bored as they're learning new concepts. I will use class discussions to ask open-ended multi-answer type questions. As I interact with and get to know your child, I can assess their level of understanding and then teach or provide appropriate support. Class discussions can also help identify any gaps in your child's learning and help correct any misconceptions that may have developed over the term. Summative assessment might be more what you think of when I say assessment. It usually involves a grade that is helpful for yourself and your child to see how they are tracking. These will come in the form of 3 end-of-topic tests, each test only assessing what was taught. The result will allow your child to see what they know and inform you of their progress over the term. Throughout the term, I will constantly be giving feedback to your child. This is so crucial for their learning. Without it, they wouldn't know where to improve or what they are doing wrong. It is important for your child that I be encouraging when giving feedback. This keeps students motivated to learn and also teaches them how to give feedback to those around them. Specific feedback is helpful to actually engage with the student personally. Instead of just saying, "Good job today," although there is a place for that, going the step further and saying what they did well helps to connect and relate to your child. I will also give constructive feedback in a positive way. This lets students know what they can improve on so that they can continue being challenged and grow in their skills. To keep you all informed on your child's progress, I will hold a parent interview evening halfway through the term. Here I will be able to speak with you individually about your child, addressing areas of strengths and areas of improvement. For those unable to arrange a time, I'm happy to have a phone call at a time that suits you. For issues or commendations that arise, I will write a letter or an email. At the end of the term, I will send home a formal report. This will address your child's academic progress as well as effort and participation. If you wish to speak to me about the results of the report or anything in regard to your child, I am more than happy to arrange a time to meet and discuss your concerns. I will also report to the students on their progress by giving verbal and written feedback during class. To ensure your child's physical, mental, and social well-being, I will endeavour to create a safe, respectful, and inclusive environment for them to learn in. To promote a mentally safe environment, I will be approachable and encourage students to ask questions. Grouping students will help to promote an environment of inclusivity and respect. I will also establish basic respect rules that we can all agree on. To ensure the students' physical safety, I will make sure that the courts and areas we are using are free of debris or other potential hazards. The school has goal pads that will be up during each practical lesson. Prior to those lessons, I will check over the equipment and make sure it is in good condition. For each game of netball we play, there will be 2 umpires. This will ensure rules are followed and that the game stays safe. Thanks again for taking the time to hear what your child will be doing in PE this term. I know that using netball will encourage physical activity, help develop teamwork and leadership skills, and students will grow in their learning. I aim to make my class a safe and supportive environment where children feel heard and respected. If you or your child have any queries, do not hesitate to contact me. I'm happy to listen.